and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock-related queries. In case you're here for the first time, well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens and this is where you can ask away all your stock-related queries. And top market experts who join in on the program today will be able to help you out with all your stock-related queries, answering them. And you can also mention your name, location and contact details. When you send us your questions, we can also give you an opportunity to speak directly to our top market experts to take a custom-made advice for yourself. Now, apart from this, you can also log on to YouTube on Business Today as a channel, then go on to Daily Calls and use the comment section there to send us some of your queries. We'll be happy to take all of them with all our top guests as well. Let me quickly look at how the markets are taking shape. We have built on to the morning gains now. 24,840 can be seen on the Nifty. You have a 231 point of a jump on the Nifty at this point in time. Let's quickly look at how the sectoral action is also building up in trades today. We had most of the sectors up and about, barring just slight profit booking that was being seen on pharma and healthcare aspect in the morning trade. That still is the case right now. Rest of the pockets beyond pharma are actually up and about, with autos now about 0.25% higher, but it's the IT stocks that are driving the show. You can see 1.4% of an uptick. Even FMCG majors are up by 1.8%. So it's IT, FMCG from the defensive pack, both of them that are holding up, but pharma is digressing. Let's look at the mid caps. Let's look at the metal space. That's up by 0.6%. PSU banks, banking names as a whole, real estate, all of that is also up and about in trade. You also have gains coming in across the board, even in the broader market. So the mid cap and the small cap 100 indices are also up and about. The mid caps are up by about 0.6%. Whereas the small caps are now up by about 0.7% in trade as of now. Let's look at the top movers as far as the Nifty is concerned, because we are now nearly a percent higher there. Eternal has actually jumped in trading session today, 3.5% higher now as the top spot. Remember, last few days it was lagging and it's now back, and you can see some considerable amount of moves now at 237, 3.5% higher at the day's high. ITC, of course, post earnings 2.8% up. You have Power Grid, SBI Life, Tata Consumer Products, Infosys as all of those stocks that are also up and about in trade. Well, on the declining side, only two stocks on the Nifty that are down. Sun Pharma after the earnings 2.8% lower, and Maruti slightly soft in trade is what you can actually spot today. Let's now welcome our guest on board. We are now joined by Mr. Kush Godasara, market expert, who's joining in on the program. Hi Kush, good afternoon. How are you? And do tell us your fresh take on the markets now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me on the show. Afternoon has been good. I mean, we have recovered quite a bit strongly from yesterday's low. And the most interesting thing is that Nifty and Bank Nifty both are trading above last 2 days high almost. So that is a higher highs, which means that momentum is changing. Of course, confirmation will be on the closing today, but we are sustaining about 24,750, which was strong support now, which turned resistance, and again now we are turning back to supports, because 24750, if we remember, in the month of November and December, that was a crucial resistance. So that's a pivot point around which markets are revolving. But as of now, I think Nifty is a good buy with a stop loss of 24750 for a positional move. 25,300 can be on the card. And for Bank Nifty, of course, I'm much aggressive on that index for short-term trading. 55,000 can be a stop loss at the future levels, and target can be anywhere around 56,000 to 56,500 in next coming week. So yes, moods have changed. I hope it will be a good Friday and we will enjoy the weekend.
Okay, got that. Now, Kush, I remember last time you had given us a lot of blue chip ideas for all our viewers. How about choosing something from the broader markets now? Any top stocks that you have chosen that you could highlight for all our viewers today?
Yes, definitely. So, just to recap, we had given five stocks which were blue chip, which were the, our daily need stocks, like Bharti Airtel for the data, Tata Motors for the auto, Tata Consumer from FMCG, Lemon Tree from the hotel business, and last one was Irida from renewable energy. Now, next five stocks are from the mid cap, which are, kind of, they are not luxury anymore, but they have become kind of habits in our life, the products. So first thing is Piccadilly Agro. Definitely, Indri whiskey single malt, which is been, now famous all over the world, Indian brand. So Piccadilly Agro first, before 10, 20 years, I remember it was a society fear norm that drinking is not a good habit. But now with Gen Z, Gen Alpha, this is, daily habit. And it is being proud that Indri is picking up all over the world. So Picanelli Agro is one of my favorite pick from long term from the mid cap. One should buy at current levels. Technically, I believe 530 is a good support. So buy on dips with the stop loss of 530. On the upside, I believe 720 is the target, above which we may see 880 in long term. Second thing is Eternal. Of course, you just mentioned that it has caught up momentum. But I think, first, food delivery was not a habit. But after COVID, food delivery and quick e-commerce has been our part. And they are being, they are not giving any discounts, but they're giving you as on a convenience charge. So fundamentally also, they are doing good at margins. So Eternal, I believe, in next 5 years can be a multi-bagger. 200 can be a stop loss technically. On the upside, 450 can be your first target. So second stock which is eternal, and I'm sure that quick e-commerce is now an habit. It's not a luxury. Each and every society member can afford that. Third stock is Policy Bazaar. Of course, insurance was never been an habit for Indian common man until COVID. But once we hit COVID, people have been got aware to the insurance stocks. I will prefer PB Fintech, stop loss 15, and Ember Enterprise is a good stock to invest at current level. We have missed the rally on Dixon, but Ember can be the next Dixon. So Ember Enterprise is a good buy at current levels. 60,200 can be a stop loss, target anywhere around 9,000. And the fifth stock, again, airline travels. I know that it has never been. It is a thumb rule that airlines have never made money for any investor. But I think things will change for India. The way travel traffic is increasing, the number of airports have been increasing. I think Indigo is making a good transitioning, being now oligopoly in airline industry. Air India and Indigo are the major market shareholders. I think Indigo is a good stock to invest as of now compared to listed space price there. So 5,200 can be a stop loss in Indigo, target anywhere around 7,500. So these are my five mid cap stocks. The products which are becoming a necessity from luxury.
Okay, fair point. I hope all our viewers have noted all these stocks down. We've got that out of the way right in the beginning so that most of you can actually note it down and start researching about the stocks. And in case you have any query, you can also ask Kush about that. Kush, we'll straight away now dive into the viewers' questions. We have a lot of our viewers joining in on our YouTube. Manoj Pai Kapadia, Avdish, Satya, Kamlesh Narkere, Maurya, all of them, Ram joining in. Warm welcome to all of you and thank you so much for joining in with your questions. Let's take the first question. This is from Mr. Manoj Pai Kapadia. He says, ओके बीएससी के स्टॉक के ऊपर इनका सवाल है, कब से बाय कर सकते हैं? एक साल तक के लिए रुक सकते हैं ये इस स्टॉक के ऊपर जानना चाहते हैं. आज ही बोनस स्प्लिट हुआ है तो आज आपको भाव जो कल 7,000 के आसपास का दिख रहा था वो आपको आज स्प्लिट होकर नजर आ रहा है और अब ये जानना चाहते हैं कि क्या बीएससी को खरीदने का समय अब है, क्योंकि वर्चुअली तो आपको प्राइस थोड़ा कम दिखेगा जो भी फ्रेश बायर्स होंगे, और दो जिन लोगों के पास पहले से होगा ऑब्वियसली आपके पास क्वांटिटी ज़्यादा हो जाएगी पर शेयर का प्राइस जो है वो कम हो जाएगा. कुछ हाउ विल यू एडवाइस ऑन बीएससी?
Definitely, prices on my charts will get adjusted tomorrow. Today is the first day of X bonus, so difficult to give the exact stop loss. But fundamentally, I believe you should hold on to stock for not just for a year. It should be in your portfolio for your retirement planning or for gifting to your next generation. Because I believe BSE is one of the oldest exchange. First, it was like PSU Bank. They were not upgraded like NSE, but now I think with many future introduction, the way BSE International Exchange INX is picking up in Gift City, I think it is going to give a tough competition to NSE. Even many brokers have started punching orders in BSE futures, so volumes are picking up in BSE future markets. So I believe NSE and BSE will be at par in coming few years. So hold the stock for long term. I believe technically difficult to give on the levels, but 2,200 can be the near-term stop loss as of now. We'll revise the stop loss maybe tomorrow or maybe next week. But yes, keep the stock for your long-term portfolio, not for a trading portfolio.
Got that. I hope this has answered your question well. Let's take the next question. This one is from अवधीश ठाकुर. ये बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र के ऊपर पूछना चाह रहे हैं. 51 के रेट पर कुछ 380 शेयर्स हैं इनके पास. ये मीडियम टर्म तक के लिए निवेशित रहना चाहते हैं बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र में. हाल फिलहाल में हमने देखा है पीएसयू बैंक्स में भी एक मोमेंटम जारी हो रहा है. स्पेसिफिकली अगर बैंक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र की बात करें, ये स्टॉक अभी टेक्निकली चार्ट्स पर कैसा लग रहा है कुछ?
Definitely, Bank of Maharashtra has been momentum has been picking up since last 2-3 weeks. But if he's asking for a long-term investment, I believe that's my theory with banking stocks. I prefer the frontline banks. I think SBI, if you are looking for some PSU stock, SBI or maybe Canara Bank should be in your books. I don't trust small PSU banks. Definitely, they are in momentum right now. If you already bought, you can keep stop loss of 48. And maybe book profits around 55 and shift to SBI or Canara Bank for long term.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also answered your question. Now let's go to another one. This one is from Satya. He says, can you please suggest any levels to book profits on Kolte Patil? My buying price was 290 rupees. Another stock that he is also holding on to profits is EID Perry, where he invested at the rate of 540. He wants to know whether it is worth investing both these stocks till one more year, holding on to them, or should one exit? Kolte Patil from the real estate space and EID Perry from the sugar basket.
Yes, I believe from starting with Kolte Party, I think you should hold on. You have entered at a good levels at the bottom. Stock has just crossed over 4 years average and also 200-day average, which is a good momentum. So I believe you should hold on Kolte Party with a stop loss of 360. In a year, I think we could touch 480. So hold on Kolte Party. EID Perry, I believe you should book profits because generally sugar stocks, sugar prices are controlled by government. So I believe you should do rotational trading in sugar stocks. If you are making money, exit and maybe shift to other stocks.
Okay, fair point. Hopefully this has answered your question. Let's take the next one. This one is from Maurya. He says, hi, I'm from Bengaluru. Hi, Maurya. He says, I have Axis Bank in my portfolio. 1220 call option for May series I got. The second one I got was APL Apollo Tubes 1840 call option again for the May series. I want an outlook on both. Let's start by Axis Bank 1220 call option for May series. What would you suggest?
Definitely, 1220 is the exact resistance point where Axis Bank had resisted last week. But today we are looking at some good momentum. So if at all, we close near to 1220 today, you should hold on to the call option because next week I think it will go into delivery margin. So hold on for a day. If Axis Bank is closing about 1210 for today, you can hold on to Axis Bank call option. I believe, yes, if momentum gets carried forward, we will see 56,200 in Bank Nifty by next Thursday, and Axis Bank would be the leader, one of the leaders. So 1240 is the target. So if you see 1240 on the cards before May expiry, just book your call.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question on Axis Bank. What about APL Apollo Tubes? 1840 call option for May series.
Definitely, APL Apollo Tubes, I think you should exit if you are in some profits or nominal loss because APL Apollo has given a good run up in last 12 trading sessions at a stretch. So I believe there either it will go sideways, which will erode your time premium. So it's better to book a May series and maybe buy for June series. So in APL Apollo, I would suggest to exit.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has answered your question. Let's take another one. This one is from our WhatsApp that we are getting some question. Nix Jesani from Somnath in Gujarat says, hello, I'm a very big fan of your show. Thank you so much for writing in, Mr. Jesani. He says, आपके शो का मैंने टाइम के लिए अलार्म भी लगा लिया है. I never miss your show. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that you are loving this show, and I'm hoping that guests like Kush are able to guide you better as far as your investment journey in the stock markets are concerned. So stay tuned, and I hope you make a lot of profits with all the guidance that you're getting into the markets. He says, मेरे पास Lloyd Engineering के 1000 शेयर्स हैं. 70 के भाव पर इन्होंने खरीदा हुआ है लॉयड इंजीनियरिंग. यहाँ पर अब क्या करना चाहिए? फटाफट से ये स्टॉक भी देख लेते हैं लॉयड इंजीनियरिंग का. और अगर हम करंट लेवल्स पर इस स्टॉक को देखें 50 के लेवल्स पर है, आज कुछ 3.8% तक का मूव भी है। अगर हम पिछले एक महीने में देखें, हालांकि 18% तक का लॉस हमें देखने को मिला है। 6 महीने में भी वीकनेस है और पिछले एक साल में भी एक डाउनवर्ड स्लोप में ही आपको ये स्टॉक दिखेगा। पीक हुआ था इसका जनवरी 2025 के आसपास, जब ये 77 के भाव पर आया था और उसके बाद वीकनेस का जो दौर है वो चालू होता हुआ हमें नजर आया। 49 के भाव तक भी गया ये स्टॉक बीच में, इनफैक्ट 47 तक भी गया था। उसके बाद से थोड़ा सा रिकवरी है, लेकिन देखते हैं कि चार्ट्स पर अभी क्या सजेशन यहाँ पर मिलता है। 70 पर खरीदा हुआ है, 50 रुपए पर आ चुका है। क्या करें, अभी होल्ड करें क्या?
मुझे लगता है कि 48 का स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस रखना चाहिए। आज के दिन एक अच्छा मोमेंटम आया तो शायद यहाँ से रिवर्सल हो सकता है। ओवरऑल चार्ट्स तो वीक है, जैसे आपने राइटली पॉइंट आउट किया, वी आर इन डाउन ट्रेंड, क्योंकि मार्केट ने काफी अच्छा रन अप दिया अप्रैल में, बट दिस स्टॉक इज नॉट एबल टू मूव अप। तो मुझे लगता है कि आप होल्ड कीजिए आज के दिन के लिए या एक हफ्ते के लिए, बट स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस 48। ऊपर की तरफ अगर 60-65 आता है तो एक बार रिव्यू करके वापस शो पे किसी भी एनालिस्ट को पूछ के वहां पे आप थोड़ा लॉस कम बुक कर सकते हो। सो होल्ड कीजिए 48 के स्टॉप लॉस से, डोंट बाय मोर, जस्ट होल्ड एग्जिस्टिंग पोजीशन।
ओके, लेट्स टेक अनदर क्वेश्चन। ये हमारे पास आ रहा है जीनल शाह का, अहमदाबाद से हैं ये, और ये लिखते हैं, हेलो साक्षी, गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू एज वेल मिस्टर शाह। नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, कैन यू प्लीज गिव एन एडवाइस ऑन केयर रेटिंग्स, वेदर वन शुड होल्ड केयर रेटिंग्स और नॉट? आई वुड हैव appreciated, Jinal, if you would have mentioned the purchase price so that our guest would have actually got a better idea of what level have you got this at. But let's actually look at the stock right now for care ratings. It's been out of sight for a long time, but let's see if this one has been showing some considerable amount of move. Yes, last 5 days there has been a 12% of a momentum. In the last 1 month, the stock has actually jumped up quietly. 42% of a rally has been seen, especially from 8th May onwards. The rally has been further on a spiking level, and therefore you've actually looked at the stock at the right level, currently at about 17-13 odd levels. And let's find out whether the stock is just about started to move. Can you hold on or should you exit? Kush, what would you suggest?
So I believe you would have bought at least before 2-3 days. Then also he's making good profits. So I believe if you're a short-term trader, you should exit, because we have seen a good move from the month of April till here. Almost from 1100 we have touched 1700, so 60% up move. So in such case, even if you are a long-term investor or if you are a short-term trader, book out completely. It's a good amount of profit. Why risk it over the weekend? And if you are a long-term investor, you can book 30% as of now, so at least your average will come down. So as a long-term investor, book 30% if you have bought before 2 or 3 days. If you are a short-term trader, exit.
Okay, got that. I hope both the suggestions have will come in handy for you. Please do evaluate both the aspects and then move forward. Some questions are coming on our YouTube as well. Sham Koya writes in, he says, good afternoon. I have my query on Indraprastha Medical Corporation at the rate of 490 is what I have this stock. Okay, let's quickly look at this one. Indraprastha Medical Corporation, and let's actually see how the stock has been really moving at this point in time. 414. Last 1 month the stock has actually been soft, 6 months also sideways, and when we look at the last 1 year, however, we have actually seen an improvement from last August levels or July levels of 241. It's moved up, but from about 565 levels it came down and it's on its way up yet again. So let's find out. And you have bought this at 490 odd levels. Right now it's at 414. So let's find out whether finally the stock has started to move, and will your price come in soon on this one. Indraprastha Medical Corporation, Kush?
So yes, I have not tracked it fundamentally, but looking at technical overview and the industry it's in, I think you should exit the stock. The reason is, I think pharma sector overall would remain consolidate. Yes, there were some fears over the corona, but I think India is able to fight it, right? So the short-term momentum has fizzled out. Secondly, the stock is trading below 200-day average, while Nifty, Bank Nifty, all benchmark index are about 200 average. The stock is underperforming. So I think there is some lack of volume momentum or lack of interest from investors. So I suggest to book loss in this stock. or maybe it's difficult to book such a huge loss. Next technical support is at 404. So maybe you can wait until 404. It's your call, but don't hold it below 404.
Okay, fair point. I hope the suggestion has been taken down well by you. Another stock Sham wanted to ask you on is Vishnu Prakash R Pugalia, VPRPL. NSE पर listed मिलेगा आपको 179 के भाव पर. ये 2% ऊपर है आज ऑलमोस्ट. और अगर हम देखें पिछले 5 दिनों में तो सॉफ्ट रहा है. 1 मंथ 6 मंथ्स में भी काफ़ी डाउन ट्रेंड में ही देखने को मिला है. लेकिन आज का जो मोमेंटम है क्या ये कैरी ऑन हो सकता है? विष्णु प्रकाश आर पुंगलिया 179 के भाव पर है. यहाँ पर लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए क्या सजेशन आप दे सकते हैं?
तो मुझे जो स्टॉक्स का अभी जो मोमेंटम पिकअप हो रहा है वो आप देखो, फरवरी से लेके अभी तक यानी ऑलमोस्ट 4 महीने से ये स्टॉक ऊपर 188 के ऊपर सस्टेन नहीं हो पा रहा है, नीचे 160 के सपोर्ट ले रहा है. सो आई थिंक ये स्टॉक टाइम वाइज कंसोलिडेशन में वॉल्यूम भी देखो इतना ज्यादा नहीं हो रहा है. तो रेंज ब्रेकआउट के लिए वेट कीजिए. अगर 160 के नीचे जाता है तो एग्जिट, 185 के ऊपर जाता है तो और बाय कीजिए. अगर ऊपर का मोमेंटम पिकअप होता है तो ये 240 तक जा सकता है, तो आप फिर होल्ड कर सकते हैं. बट नीचे 160 इज अ स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस.
Fair point. Okay, I hope this has answered your question. Next, let's take Sindhu Ramdas's question. Sindhu says, can I invest in Varun Beverages at the current levels? Let's look at Varun Beverages. Of course, in the erstwhile rally, the stock has really given a handsome return to investors. Today, it's up by 3.6%. In the last 1 month, however, the stock has given up about 11 odd percent. In last 1 year, of course, it's been sideways. What exactly would your thought process be on Varun Beverages, Kush?
I think Varun Beverages has been a good stock, has given a good returns to investors in last 5 years. But since a year, yes, you're right, it has underperformed. So technically, yes, stock is still underperforming. I believe 560 is a strong resistance. So as an investment point of view, maybe I will buy little bit higher. I will, but I won't buy at current levels. Still, there is no sign of strong base formation. So wait for fresh investment in Varun Beverages. Maybe we'll buy a little bit expensive, but we need some confirmation. So avoid VBI as of now.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question well. Next, we have Prahar Buhariwala's question, and Prahar wants to know, can you evaluate for me Concor and let me know what exactly should my strategy be on this stock? Okay, let's look at Concor. Earnings also came in for this one. Today, it's down by 2.8% odd. Any suggestion on Container Corp?
Definitely for long term, this stock is good, is a good, and we have seen a good correction from higher level, almost 30 to 40%. So we won't buy at one go, but yes, you can buy in parts and start buying from today. So 30% of whatever total investment you are planning to invest in Concor, you can buy today. Now I believe base has been formed around 640. So 640 can be a stop loss for your investment. Buy first tranche today. Next we'll review it maybe after 2 or 3 weeks. So yes, definitely keep the stock on the watch list and start buying in parts.
Okay, the earnings also came in, and therefore the announcement also came in from the company as far as its bonus is also concerned, but the bonus has failed to lift the kind of sentiments around this one. It's still down by about 3 odd percent, but you can definitely buy at this stage is what Kush has suggested you. So please keep that in mind. We have two more questions coming in from our WhatsApp viewers. One is from Satyan. He says, could you please help me on a fresh investment view on two stocks, Gland Pharma from the pharma space and Tata Tech from the IT space. If I have a 1 to 1.5 years of a time frame, what is the minimum target that I can expect here, and is it advisable to invest in these two stocks? Okay, pharma space has started to buzz yet again, but today it's down. Gland Pharma within that, how would you look at this one? Earnings came in this week too, and Tata Tech, which has actually been a large disappointment right after getting listed. How would you advise on both these stocks, Kush?
So starting with Glenmark Pharma, my call on pharma stocks for long term, it has been the same that I don't invest directly in pharma stocks, direct equity. Rather, I will, invest through SIP in Tata Pharma thematic fund. So because we never know when would pharma sales will pick up. It's very difficult to predict the illness. So definitely I won't suggest buying Landmark Pharma for long term directly. You should, my suggestion is that you should go through mutual funds in pharma stocks and particularly pharma thematic funds. So Tata Pharma thematic fund is one of my pick for SIP. Uh, second stock, uh, uh, second stock was uh,
Tata
Tata
Technologies.
Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tata Tech, I believe you should hold on for long term. Yes, definitely after IPO, it has disappointed all the investors. But if you clearly remember, Tata Elxsi, which was sideways consolidation for almost 15 years, and since 2012-13, we have seen a multi-bagger return. So if you're a long-term investor, believe in the group. I think you should stay invested. I know it's a disappointment if you look at the other stocks, but I believe 600 is a good base for in next 5 years. I'm sure it will cover up all your CAGR losses.
Okay, fair point. Hopefully, this has also helped you out with your the suggestions our guest has given you. Please do adhere to the advice there. Let's take another one. This one is from Kiran from Chitradurga in Karnataka. Welcome, Kiran, with your question. 870 shares of IRB Infra is what she is holding at the rate of 53 levels. Now, she has a long term view, 3 years plus. Can she continue to hold on to IRB Infra for 3 years? What is the suggestion that you have? In the last 6 months, the stock has really dragged quite a bit.
So, IRB Infra, since I have entered stock market in 2010, I have been tracking this stock and I have heard a lot about this from
Yeah.
investors. But it has never, given that tremendous returns. I mean, we have missed opportunities. So she's asking for long term. So I would completely ask her to avoid and book profit. Infra, if you want to stay for long term, why not just stay with L&T?
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question well on the show. All right, Kush, time to thank you then for being with us on the show and for helping all our viewers out with the queries that you've resolved for them. But very quickly, a take on markets before you go. 24,860 right now. It's a smart move that we are seeing on the Friday. What exactly do you expect from here?
We will see some 400-point rally by 3:30. That's what I'm expecting. So anywhere close to 24,900, we see a close on Friday will be a good booster for us to take over the weekend. So for Nifty, 24,900 would be a good confidence. But Bank Nifty, if we sustain about 55,400 spot level, I think we are going to see fast and furious rally.
Okay, fair point. Thank you so much then, Kush, for helping us with all your views there. Thank you. Appreciate your time. And of course, we will chunk that out, the five stocks that you mentioned within the mid-cap space so that most of our viewers can catch that and definitely look at that for the long term as well. Appreciate your time with us. Thank you so much. Let's quickly look at the markets before we go on to welcoming our next guest viewers. And we'll also quickly see where the buzz is really coming in from. If you look at the markets right now, it's actually moving towards the day's high point yet again, over a percent higher. It's Reliance Industries that's contributing 33 points to the Nifty rally right now. So after 3 days of lagging, you can actually see Reliance coming back in action. That's the one that's moving up. You have Infosys from the IT pack that's also holding up in trade, about 23 points being contributed by Infi. ITC post earnings has rallied again, 22 points being contributed from there. HDFC Bank, Eternal, L&T, Axis Bank, ICICI, Kotak. So it's the banking names, especially the large cap 4 banks that we have, HDFC, ICICI, even Axis and Kotak, all of them are actually up and about in trade, and that's what is supporting the sentiments as far as the markets are also concerned. Only I would say Sun Pharma and M&M which are dragging in trade. But let's also look at some stocks from within the broadest index that's also moving up in trade. Lipsa Gems and Jewelry, that's up by 8% from the Nifty 500 basket. Then you have Clean Science and Technology. You also have names like Mcure Pharma, Nahar Poly. You have names like HPL Electric, Cosmo First, that's 16% higher, Hunasa, CMEC, Reliance Power, that's buzzing in trade. All of these stocks within the Nifty broadest index, the 500 basket, that are rallying in trade as of now. Time to welcome our guest on board. We have Vijay Lakshmi Ambala from the co-founder of Ambala that's joining in on the stock markets show with us. Hi, a warm welcome to you. Help us understand with your fresh view on the markets and do tell us whether the rally or the recovery move that we are seeing in trade today will carry on.
Yes, hi Sakshi. Thank you for having me here. And about the market, yes, the undertone of the market is still bullish, and it's still not too late to get involved in the market who have missed the previous rally. So still market is bullish, and those who have missed the previous one, they can still look for some good quality stocks in this movement.
Okay, let me quickly also ask you on the key sectors that you are bullish on right now and particular stocks that you are penciling in on your radar as well.
Okay, so in my portfolio, I mean, for the stocks which I have recommended recently, so I have some of the handpicked stock, which is Asian Paints, and let me give you the one by one. There are 5 stocks actually.
Hmm.
Just give me a second.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of 10 stocks actually. So that will be a very good opportunity if someone who is looking to get. Give me a second, just please.
Absolutely. We can, by meanwhile, while you actually look at some of those stocks in your portfolio, we can also look at some viewers list that's joining in fresh with their questions. We have Ratna
Sure.
Prabha joining in with their questions, Arun Kumar Gupta. We also have with us Sai from Hyderabad joining in. Vivek Sharma is also joining in with their questions. Warm welcome to all of you again for sending in all your questions. We'll just go across to Vijay in a bit to take all your questions. Meanwhile, she has a list ready of the stocks that she wants all of you to focus on right now, Vijay.
All right. Thanks. So the stock which I have is Angel One, Tata Elxsi, and others Astral and Trend, along with Dr. Reddy. These are some of the handpicked stocks which where I see some potential upside continuation as well.
Okay, got that. We'll take that down. Let's start off by taking some questions with you, Vijay.
Sure.
The question from Vivek Sharma is that he has CESE shares from the power space, 900 shares at 169. But this
Mhm.
one he has for a short term. What is the view that you would want to share on CESE?
CESE. And at what price he has bought it?
169.
All right. Mm, 169, and currently
Yeah.
this is trading at 171. So I would say one if he can hold this stock, because as of now there is still a potential after a small pullback movement. Continuation is there. Expectation of continuation is there, and there is very likely that this stock is going to touch its previous resistance, which stands at 181, and post that 200. These are the very likely targets that we could see ahead. But yes, strategic view, if you want to have understanding about how to handle it, so there is a possibilities that this stock may might give a little pullback up to 3 to 5%. So that should be considered as a averaging opportunity instead of loss booking.
Okay. Another one that we have for you is from Sai from Hyderabad. Now, Sai has a question on the defense stocks for you, especially HAL, Bharat Dynamics, Mazagon Dock. He says that I'm
Okay.
sitting on 20% profits on all these three stocks. I want to know whether this is the right time to book my profits and exit or continue to hold on. After this recent fresh move has started, I think it's a valid question because last time around, what we actually saw is that investors kept on thinking that the stocks will continue to rise, and then there was a sharp downtrend and a long haul consolidation. What would you say now on HAL, BDL, and Mazagon?
See, HAL is 5,000 as of now, and what I see, if he can hold these stocks with the expectation or with the averaging fee of every 10% dip, there's a possibility that HAL might hit 5,500 in a very short term. When I'm saying short term, it may take 2 weeks or 4 weeks at max. So these are the possibilities in HAL. And when we are saying about BDL, BDL is performing. It's really outperforming, but yes, it's a kind of overbought stock as of now. But the government focused on defense and a kind of bitter relationships with our neighbor countries. So focused on defense stocks is going to be likely, prominently it is going to increase. So my suggestion will be, if you are a kind of a bullish on this theme, actually you should be, because this is the time where some sectors could be overweight, like IT, defense, pharma, energy. So these sectors could be overweight, and if you are holding this, continue to hold for some more movement, and likely to you want to have approximately 10 to another 35% movement in these stocks if you are continue to hold.
Okay, I hope, Sai, this has given you some perspective on how to look at these stocks for the medium to long term perspective. If you can hold on, there are chances that you could actually reap in higher profits on your positions. Momita from Kolkata writes in, she says, I want to invest in LT Foods for short term. Will it be a good entry point right now? If not, then what exactly is that entry point that I should look at? And if you could also suggest a target and a stop loss for this same LT Foods for you, Vijay.
Anti foods, as of now, it has 412, which is 412 right now, and kind of this stock might take some kind of a pause, but likely to hit its previous resistance, that stands at 440, very likely. And the pattern is bullish. It's a kind of plug and pull pattern, but the only concern that we see on the price chart is its RSI, which stands at almost 70, which gives in a zone of the overbought zone. So according to me, I mean, place a stop loss. Instead, if you're planning a fresh buying, have a stop loss in your mind, which stands at 370, and consider fresh buying for the targets of 445. Very first target you could see here, and other target that you can see in near future, it is going to be nearly 520. But have a very tight stop loss here, which stands at 370.
Okay, got that. Let's take another question. We'll take some questions from our YouTube viewers as well. This question is from Ratna Prabha. She says, good afternoon, Sakshi. I want to know about IRCTC. I'm already holding 36 shares at an average price of 911. Could you guide me on that? And the second stock that I have is Lupin, where I have 22 shares at 2,114. So one is from the pharma space, that's Lupin, large cap name, and one is from the railway space, IRCTC. Any suggestion on these two?
See, IRCTC as of now is overbought as compared to sectors multiple, but this is the company which has a monopoly in market. So sector comes with this stock itself. So that is not the ideal benchmark one should consider as of now. On the part of technicals, IRCTC is kind of ready for a fresh breakout. The risk and reward are promising as of now. If you are considering for a fresh buying or averaging at this movement, it is a good level. Right now, it's trading at 786. And I would say if you can bet on it with a stop loss at 695, this is the optimum stop loss, then one could consider here for the targets of approximately 890 to 1100. These are the possible target in midterm.
Okay, fair point. Let me quickly also take some other questions that are coming in. This one is from Arun Kumar Gupta. He says, good afternoon. Please help me understand which is the better stock for long term, KFin Tech or CAMS. So both are from the capital markets related stories, working at back end for KFin Tech and CAMS with related to mutual fund investments. How would you look at between the two of them technically? Which one is good?
I think CAMS is much better as of now. And could you please just a minute?
Sure.
Let me have a look to their comparison as well, because he is asking about the comparison, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So CAMS looking more compelling to me as of now. And current price is 3,857 or 60 round figure, which is an optimum buy. I mean, it's a good level if you are looking for a midterm investing point of view, or you have an idea to hold this stock for another 1 to 2 years. It's a good level. But yes, having said this, you might need to have a averaging probability for every 5% dip, because this stock is kind of this tendency, fall in this tendency, because every 5% dip will have you to get will help you to get even more better returns. So current price is not bad to invest fresh buying or fresh funds, I should say, but 5% averaging is needed in this. And expected targets, considering that you are planning to buy at this current price, which is 3,860 approximate, 4,050 is a very obvious target that you could see in near future, and other target is very likely to 4,350. These are the very two obvious target would be seen in future, with a stop loss at 3,600.
Okay, got that. So I hope you've taken down the target and the stop losses there, and keep an eye out on the stock going forward from here too, and you can obviously come back and take the second option and view as well on the show. Let's take another question. This one is from one of our viewers on our WhatsApp then. This is Mohit from Ludhiana. He says, I want to know about Fortis Healthcare, where I have 350 shares at the rate of 270. My time horizon is 2 years. Could you please guide him on that, Vijayalakshmi? As far as Fortis Healthcare is concerned, how do you see the stock moving? I think he invested much earlier at 270 odd levels, which means that he's sitting on a huge amount of profit. So congratulations to Mohit on holding on from a long period of time. Any suggestion for the further next 2 years? Do you think there is some kind of momentum that he can continue to expect here?
Yes, there's a possibility that this stock is going to experience a fresh rally as it experienced before in last 2 years. So keep holding it. It's a good pick, and the profitability in company expansion, everything is there. Management, everything is fine. And because your buying is very good, there are very less instance we get. Otherwise, people comes and say that I have bought at that price and I'm in this much loss. After so many days, I'm seeing somebody who's saying that I have bought it at a very lower price and right now it's trading at 720. So happy for you, by the way, and keep holding it. It's a good pick for long term.
Okay, got that. Next हमारे पास सवाल आया है विनीता गुप्ता का. She says, good afternoon Sakshi, please suggest any levels to buy Affle India and Genus Power, and could you also suggest for me any support and resistance levels for the same? Let's quickly look at Affle India first and see how the stock has been moving at. If you look at the current levels, the stock is hovering around 1775. That's 4.5% higher. So it's gotten momentum today. In fact, today is the first day or the second day of the momentum that's carrying on. In the last 1 month, the stock has already moved up 11%. Then when we look at the last 6 months, however, it's been trying to break out of this sideways momentum. Any suggestion on Affle India?
Affle India, I would say that this is the time you should trail your stop loss. Current price is 1774, and today's low should be the ideal range for the stop loss trailing. And if you are looking for a buying, then in that case also your stop loss going to stand at today's low itself. Because the reason behind is this stock is as of now in overbought zone. However, technical chart, other aspects are still bullish. So continue to hold it. If you are buying fresh, you can. But keep your stop loss trailed at 1690.
Okay, let me talk about Genus Power with you. She is also asked about Genus Power, and the stock interestingly had climbed up all the way up to 459 odd levels in December. From that time on, there has been a decline, and the stock has further got into momentum after March again. So between that, in 3 months, there was a decline, and after March, there has been some attempt to go back again. From 243 odd levels, it's back to 360. Help us understand, do you think this momentum will carry on, and can we see erstwhile highs?
Yes, but see, Sakshi, I would like to add on here one thing. Whenever we are expecting any further movement irrespective of any stock, we also have to consider what that particular stock has performed in past week or days or month. So in this condition, if we are comparing this from March to May, it is already, it has already provided approximately 50% gain. So here a very, a short term, I'm not saying a long term or a mid term, growth aspect, but a short term profit booking might appear in such stocks. So considering all that, I mean, as of now, there should be no surprise if this stock sees some pullback opportunities. And instead of buying at current price, I would say have let's not expose 100% if whatever you have planned for this stock. Let's not expose at once. Come in the in pyramiding or in parts. Right now it's trading at 360, and there's a possibilities that before getting any further pullback of 10% or 7%, it is likely to hit 380 level. So it depends. I mean, how much risk you are taking to, willing to take, because here stop loss comes nearly 320. So in that way, the risk reward is not, not appealing. But if a person having a view for midterm and approximately to hold it for another 1 to 2 years, then there is a possibilities after hitting 380 and some small pullback movement, these stocks are likely to hit their all-time highs as they did before, because the patterns, the momentum in market is confirming all these things. Yeah.
Okay, got that. Next, we have Suman from West Bengal writing in. Hi, Suman. She says, I have bought Muthoot Finance shares, 32 shares. My buying price is 2,107. And I want to know what is the near-term target that you can suggest? Where can I book my profits and how much can I continue to hold on to as well? Any suggestion on Muthoot?
Muthoot, I would like to get the buying price again. What was the buying range?
2,107. 2107.
2107. Okay. So you are not so far from your buying. It's like 100 rupees or 90 rupees as of now. But I see upside movement continuation, because right now the valuation of this stock is not that bad. But yes, a fresh buying momentum could be seen above 2150. And right now it's trading at 2088.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at some of the other stocks as well. We have query from Rishikesh. He says, hello ma'am, I'm holding railway stocks in my portfolio like RVNL, IRCON, IRFC, JWL, even Titagar. So about 5 stocks in his portfolio are from the railway space. And he says that I'm sitting on a 20% loss here. Could you please suggest what should be my strategy? We did see some bounce in this last 1 week on the railway stocks yet again. But the question is, will this momentum be sustained or not? What would your suggestion be, Vijayalakshmi?
Shakshi, here I would say right now, see, overall, a pack of this railway stock has a long-term story. It's not like short-term you could see here. Yes, momentum. As I said before, like if a stock is moving fairly enough, like more than 30%, 20% in a short span, there's a likelihood that a pullback or a kind of a correction comes and go. But these are stocks where you can actually do averaging. And the current price, if you have holding period in your mind not less than 3 years, then do average, because these are the good points, good levels where you could have infuse some good amount of your investment. So I see if a person is averaging at this point, they will be having kind of better result in near future. But
Okay.
down the line, the holding period will be nearly 3 years, not below that.
Okay, you have to elongate your holding period to about 3 years in case you want to really make a lot of money there, and you could also take benefits of lower prices to average out your positions is what the suggestion is. विनीत कुलकर्णी हमें लिखते हैं और लिखते हैं कि मैम डिफेंस स्टॉक्स को बाय करना चाहिए इस समय या फिर डिफेंस के ETF को खरीद लेना चाहिए? अगर लॉन्ग टर्म का व्यू है तो क्या आप सजेस्ट करेंगे? विजय लक्ष्मी, इनको हिंदी में समझना है, अगर आप इनको डिफेंस शेयर्स के बारे में स्ट्रैटेजी बता पाएं, स्टॉक्स खरीदना सही रहेगा या फिर ETF में निवेश करें?
देखिए, अभी मेरे हिसाब से ETF, बिकॉज डिफेंस में अप्रोक्सीमेटली निफ्टी इंडेक्स के अंदर अगर निफ्टी डिफेंस के अंदर अगर आप देखेंगे तो 18 स्टॉक्स हैं. कई सारे स्टॉक्स ओवरबॉट हैं, कुछ स्टॉक्स में अभी भी वैल्यू है जैसे कि सायन, DLM, बट आई एम नॉट नेमिंग एनीवन एज ऑफ नाउ. बट instead of if you are not actively participating, analyzing stocks on so frequently, then you should go for ETFs. In fact, my strategy, my personal strategy is going to be ETF investment as of now, because I'm going to invest a certain amount in ETFs, because as I said, being if you are not actively participating, or you are not watching stocks so frequently, or you are not an RA or investment advisor, there's some interest conflicts could be there. So in that way, you should have a ETF, because a fund manager is going to do your job for that matter.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also clearly answered you what exactly should your strategy be on such stocks as well. Let's take another question. This is the last one that we will take with you, Vijay Lakshmi, for the day.
Sure.
And this one is from our viewer Arun Kumar Gupta. He says, Well, I thank you so much. The guest is fantastic. Well, appreciations coming in for you
Thank
on
you
your
so
first
much.
day with us on Daily Calls, Vijay Lakshmi. So congratulations on that. The question from Arun Kumar Gupta is that I have 2,000 shares of NIIT at 175. Could you share a long-term view on this one?
NIIT Limited at 175. Currently, it's trading at 135. So, see, as you already mentioned, long-term view. So, this is the perfect time where you could do a little percentage of averaging. It could be 20%, 30%, but according to your risk appetite, 135 is the level where you should average once. Secondly, if you are looking, in case you are looking for an exit plan in that, but you didn't mention about it, then 120 is the range where you should be your another averaging level, because this will give you a little higher potential to average out your return for a better for better gain percentage. So 135 is the level where should you average once with approximately 20 to 35% capital, or whatever quantity you had in this, as you mentioned 2000, so you can. And in near future, this stock is likely to break out. And the only hurdle which I see here is 140. So post 140, it is likely to hit once the 140 is breakout, got successfully sustained and breakout. Then 155 is the next target for this stock, and post that you should do trailing in it. So this is a strategy which you could follow in less than, if you're getting your targets in less than 6 months. But in long term, there are higher targets you could see, which starts from 180 and 210 onwards, up to.
Okay, got that. Vijay Lakshmi, it's time to now thank you on Daily Calls edition. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and of course, your answering of all our viewers' queries as well. I hope you keep coming back to guide all our viewers on the same as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. The markets are rallying now, 24,885. So we are handsomely up by 275 points. Looks that we are in a comfortable zone. Remains to be seen in the next 2.5 hours how the markets will take shape, whether there will be any profit booking of sorts before we go into the weekend, or will there be a sustainable up move that we see crossing above 24,900 also. That's the next one that we are looking at into the markets. Stay tuned with us on the markets today, as well as Business Today television channel, as there will be a whole host of conversations on earnings, and of course apart from that I'll be back for the closing edition, so stay tuned for that too.
Even as international, Jyoti Malhotra faces legal action for allegedly spying for Pakistan, a larger pattern is emerging. It turns out Jyoti may not be the only influencer that Pakistan used to improve its image abroad. Sources tell India Today that Pakistan